To provide more perspective on the events unfolding in Libya and the Middle East, I am joined by Voice of America's Mohammed Elshinnawi. Welcome to In Focus, Mohammed.
Thank you, Vincent.
First, what do you make of what's coming out of Libya right now?
Well, it's back and forth between the rebels and the loyalists of Gaddafi, and the big surprise was that Saif al-Islam was not captured as they announced earlier, and that would give Gaddafi more time. But as President Obama eloquently said yesterday, the Gaddafi regime has ended and his rule is about to expire.
But that mix-up of information, what does it tell us about the rebels, or rather this transitional council?
Well, we all know how difficult it is to unite a group of rebels that started from Benghazi, and now the first challenge that is facing this group of rebels under the umbrella of the council, the Transitional National Council, is to keep the unity. In the beginning, it was formed from Benghazi people, and every time they liberate a city, they bring some representatives from that city or that province. Now, the first challenge is to be inclusive and include Muslim Brotherhood, Berber from the south, tribes, and maintain the unity. And that was reflected in the inefficiency of announcements about, for example, capturing the two sons of Gaddafi, and then the International Justice Court was building some hopes about extraditing Gaddafi's son. Now it's not valid anymore, so it's kind of difficult.
And now looking at the bigger picture, the entire North Africa, Middle East region, we've seen these revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt. Now it looks like Gaddafi's fall is imminent. But what are the challenges that confront the incoming governments?
I think there are several. One is, as I said earlier, to maintain the unity. Two is the way they are running the transition, because with people from different backgrounds, it is hard to have the same agenda. So that would be a daunting challenge. Also, rebuilding the economy. The economy is suffering from 6 months of war and some destruction by the airstrikes, especially the oil industry, which is the major source of income, and that would be a must to repair in order to meet the high expectations of people after a long time of repression. Then also you have the way you will conduct transitional justice. It should be due process, not reprisal and revenge, as President Obama asked the council to do. Also retrain the police. The police under a dictatorship is trained to violate the human rights, to use brutality. That should be replaced with respecting human rights. Police should be a service to the ordinary citizens.
Now, in a few seconds, how does how do those changes actually transform the foreign policy of, say, the United States when you think about of who is going and who's coming in?
Well, the United States should not be so hopeful that all of a sudden a dictatorship of 42 years would be an emerging democracy without any troubles. The United States should expect some long period of instability, should help with U.S. aid, but not to show any interference in the domestic politics. Also, the United States should build on the new policy of supporting the aspirations of people to improve the image, because the image is tarnished by backing dictators like Mubarak for decades.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today and providing those insights. That's Mohammed Elshinnawi of the Voice of America.